medium.
Oh, funny.
This is the 14-day challenge. See if you can get into a smaller. This one's actually from years ago. It's one of the very early Circle of Champions ones. Where's my notes? Morning, afternoon, depending where you are in the world. Righty-ho. So who we got on here? Cool. The UK, Hawaii, and San Diego. Right. I'm going to hand this across to Dawn shortly. That's kind of like BU saying, I won't make this long, isn't it? I'll keep this brief. No, I've not wrote a whole bunch of notes down. I watched your collaborative training, coaching that you did, and I took a bunch of notes. And I just want to sort of roll what I spoke about, I think it was yesterday, into that and how the two things combine. Excuse me. So yesterday I was talking about increasing social content and creativity. When you have these groups, and that one that is 10-day drink ketones challenge group started as something like this, although we didn't have the format, and that was drop 3 sizes by summer or something like that. And you know, it worked. They work. Even though I didn't really know what I was doing back then, they work as long as contribution. And now what we've got is the tools of people who've been doing it before with this 14-day and making that a little bit more effective and efficient. So what I'd like you to do when I hand it over, Dawn, is you're talking about doing a week of prep to get it rolling. And it starts on the 14th, which means they're registering by the 8th. And I'll tell you honestly, I was so enthusiastic about adding people. I started adding or inviting people, not adding, inviting people who were old customers, who were in the space, no one outside of that. However, what I think it's a good thing to do is use it as a storefront window and clearly let people know that if they're one of your old customers that's dropped off, like they've got to like get back on board by the 8th, and we'll cut it off at midnight on the 8th. Otherwise, we're gonna have to remove them from the group. Not in a bad way, it's just the whole point of the group is to make it work. So, you know, I did a couple of those in error, but I actually think we could utilize it. It's just a way of plugging back in old customers. And there's a bunch, by the way, there is about 3 or 4 of mine that are in that group. So if we create the content and the, what was the word you used there? The prep between now and Sunday night, if they're not convinced by them, they don't need to be in there. We just got to make sure we get enough quality content on there. Something I've loved your feedback on this one. I think I may have missed one of these yesterday. But these 7 areas, making it something very key and specific every single day. However, we've got 7 areas of prove it every day. If we can kind of somehow align with that, we spoke, you mentioned yesterday, Mindset Monday. So that could be book of the week. It could be something like that. And I think key thing here is having me do less and not make it the Tony Show, having you guys contribute more. So I'll throw some things in there. But the whole point here is to engage people more into you, not me. I got enough groups going on that, I get enough, like, sure, I'd take more. However, this is to I want you guys to utilize this. Then I think you mentioned Tasty Tuesday. I'm also thinking like Thrive Tuesday, because if you look at the thesaurus words for something like growth, thrive means growth. So it could be something like that. Workout Wednesday, that's straightforward enough. Thursday, gonna do one today just to help get it up. Gonna go, got some cream, gonna go to a coffee shop, just do a quick cream recipe, do a write up on that. So Thursday's around drinks. Foodie Friday. Some of you guys, Mary's on here. Mary does some great stuff on the food side of it. Ken definitely does some great videos on that. And then snacks on Saturday. People tend to love the fat bomb recipes, you know, the little things, not the big meals. No, I think that just could be a great one. And on the gratitude, how about share it Sunday? Like, hey, if you're liking what you're doing, why don't you see who wants to do it with you so you can get your ketones free? Something along that line. So that way we're kind of aligning the seven areas of Prove It Every Day with the 7 days of the week in that group. Just a thought. And the key thing here is urgency. We've got till the end of the weekend. What is it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. And then do it again next month. And if you look at how that mirrors what we do as a company, where we do, you know, the 60-day was always done at a certain time of the month. Now it's twice a month, and understandably why. 24 fast is time compressed. It creates urgency, which we were speaking about yesterday. So we got to create some urgency with content. Now, what I would say is, and I've seen this across the board, and I applaud people's enthusiasm for this. However, just posting a banner up on Facebook on your wall is like throwing a Hail Mary. That's a term in, like, everyone just learned that term, but it's just throwing, like, it's throwing a long ball and hoping for the best. If you utilize the banner through Messenger, or if you've got a specific group that's around fitness, getting in shape, it's great to do on that. What I also think is a thing, something to put in with the banner is Banner's the thing that Tamari made up. What is that what you call them? I think that's what you call them, banners. And it's in, it should, we'll put it back in the core today. But just throwing it out there and just say, like, who wants to join me is not enough. So what I did in one of the groups is I copied and pasted what Dawn wrote inside the actual event, and copied and pasted and just made a little bit of a story about it. If you're doing it through your messenger with the banner, send the banner out with a note after it. Who do you know? Not do you want to do it with me? Who do you know who would love to do this with me? Through Messenger. Like, we've got to go to work on this thing. Just throwing up a post up a day is not gonna change your life at all. If you've got any customers in the back office that, you know, may have dropped off, or even not dropped off but not engaged, this is a good time to get them re-engaged. And what I would also say on this one, Dawn, if are you there? Dawn, if shouldn't really wear type t-shirts, I don't know, it just looks a little bit YMCA, doesn't it? What I think would be a great thing to do, either yourself or Tamari, whoever wants to do it, not me, because 90% of the audience is female, is do through the event, or put it out somewhere else, do like an intro to it to try and engage people on the Sunday. Maybe like post the Zoom thing in some of the groups, things like that. Who wants to, you know, like an intro Zoom thing. I think that may be a good thing to do between now and Sunday, you know, Saturday or Sunday. Be great if you guys could do it. It needs to come from a female. And understand this group is short term and long term. Short term, it's, hey, we've got whatever 35 in the group now. Maybe we get up to 50, maybe we get up to 100. That's great. Next month, if you think about this, it'd be great if we could double it every month. And in theory, if we do this right with Share It Sunday, or whatever you want to word this stuff, hey, you want to get your stuff free next month? All right, here's what we're going to do. Get me on a 3-way, get on a Zoom, that type of thing, and build it like that. And you're also going to get some promoters from that. This all depends on you guys contributing on the subject of the day daily. Now, it doesn't mean everyone's got to contribute every day, but some 2 or 3 people every day at least have got to post something there outside of me, so they can see there's other people involved. So if you somehow could coordinate that, or, you know, strategies I can do, structure I can't. Strategy I can do, structure I can't. Like, I'm great with ideas. I'm just not great at structuring them. That's okay. So the strategy for this is compress the, what's the frame we used yesterday? It's compressing the time, time urgency. That was the day before. Creative campaigns compress, and it's the same. It works totally. Where are we here? Compress, yeah. It's totally aligns with what we do as a company, because what we're also going to be able to do is all the people who are in there, when there is a promo on, when there is a flash on, when there is something like that on, we're going to be able to throw it straight into there. If you think about this, the sort of stuff that you wouldn't post on your wall normally, like the stuff I put in that 10-day group that I wouldn't post in my own wall, because it's very specific for that audience. If you think about this from a big picture, we can introduce promoter videos, we can introduce free ketones Zooms, we can do all that through these groups that wouldn't necessarily drive traffic to you on your personal, because your personal, it's like mine, it's all over the place. I just got blocked from messaging now on commenting on my own post. So I was going through the birthday wishes, thanking people one at a time. So I can't comment on my own stuff now. So Dawn, can I hand this over to you? And just give me some feedback and what you'd like to add into this, please.
Okay. So I really love your ideas. I had most of the days kind of set up. We are completely handling the schedule and the structure. However, I will go back and we'll get a little bit more detailed. We want people, and listen, right now there's probably mostly promoters in there, just so you know. And our goal is to get new customers, current customers, and past customers. So one, I would actually start, go in your back office, start with your SmartShip people. This is a place for you to be able to bring more value to them, give them a sense of community, and say, hey, I know you're already loving your ketones. However, we're throwing this 14-day challenge together. This might be an opportunity to reintroduce a reboot to somebody or introduce 24 fast to them, because the goal really is to do a 10-day challenge, okay, and then complete it with a reboot or a 24 fast. If they happen to not want to choose those, this is not something to be forced, but they can just continue to drink ketones, right? And I'm going to be going into the group actually today, the actual group, the 14-day challenge group. I'm also going to be going live on my page. I strongly suggest you go live. If you need to share my live, if you're not comfortable going live, we'll work on that on another day. You can share my live. I'm going to be going live on my own personal page to promote this. And when you are doing this, whether it's in your stories or in your own live, or if you're going to write a post, I think it's a really great idea. Ken brought this up the other day on Core Leadership, is to tell people what they're getting. Okay, there's going to be, and not necessarily because we're going to be giving professional advice, but they're getting access to a doctor of chiropractic, some registered nurses, an avid triathlete marathon runner, some pro Olympic athletes or past Olympic athletes, like give them to know like what they're going to get access to, right? And we want people posting. We're going to have specific people for those specific days, like Thirsty Thursday could be like a coffee cream. We're going to be previewing. Or it's going to be like somebody's favorite shake recipe. Like I love using dark chocolate and peanut butter, and I make the bombest ass shake ever on Thirsty Thursday. But Mindset Monday, I think for Tuesday, we could go somewhere more with the gratitude, or we can do the gratitude on the Sunday. I love the Sunday share. We could also have somebody share like their quick story. Ken definitely has the food handled for Fridays. I love snack Saturdays, so we'll work into that as well. However, even when it's a particular day, like I know Mary does do amazing recipes and such, she could be posting her food even on a Tuesday. We want other engagement. We want to bring value to our people. Okay. Or it could be a where's Nat at? We don't need to flood it, but it's going to be, there's going to be at least several posts per day. And we're going to be encouraging, and I'm going to say this more in the group, on the group page, is we want our participants to be posting. Like they tried a new flavor and they really love it and they want to post it, or maybe they have a recipe that they love. We want our customers, old, new, and SmartShip ones, to be engaging as well. This is where you start to notice people who like to talk and speak up and share. Those are also great places to have those also conversations with, to become a promoter. So first, I would say start with your SmartShip people, right? Hey, we're doing this great challenge. I'm going to go there because maybe somebody hasn't done a reboot in a while. Maybe they've never done a reboot and they've never had the 14-day structure. Hey, you're already loving your ketones. Here's an opportunity to take it a little bit further and get a lot of cool information from a lot of cool people. Okay. So I would say most of these invites, for the most part, should actually come from a personal level. So it's time to get to work. It's time to get into people's DM. It's time to send a voice message along with that, one of those flyers, so they can see the information. Then I would go to your customers who aren't on SmartShip. And especially if they haven't ordered and want to say, hey, I know you've loved your ketones in the past. We are running this amazing 14-week challenge. There's prizes. There's going to be a lot of information and content to help you on your journey to better health. Okay. Re-engage them. Then they say, well, what is it about? Great. You can grab a challenge kit. You can grab your favorite flavor. I mean, I have people who probably haven't drank ketones since it was Max. Okay. They all need to figure out that there's new flavors and stuff to do. So it's just a really great way to have conversations and re-engage people. Again, like Tony said, because I had this conversation with them this morning, if you want to be adding people or inviting people and you want them to preview the group, that's fine. I really, truly ask you to keep a list of those people so that you can make sure. Now, we technically have till the 8th. That's the Tuesday, okay? Because that's the last day to buy the reboot. So we're cutting it off at that day, because if they order by then, they would hopefully have their reboot and their product by the 14th when we start the following Monday. But we are going to be previewing some information in there, and what things are going to be about. Like I said, I'm going to go live in there so that they can get a taste of what it's going to be like. But they need to have ordered and be ready to actually do the challenge with us. Otherwise, they're going to get taken out of the group. Mostly because it's protecting the value that we're bringing to everybody who is participating, who has invested in themselves to get the product and do the challenge with us. Challenge winners are going to be based on participation. So I'm going to be explaining that as well. So like our customers participating and posting and engaging, asking questions or replying to things. And then I would go to all of your new people, right? This is also to really grow our business. There might be people who've been sitting on the fence, or like Ken's training last night. I know, Mark, you listened to it. It was really people might be tired of listening to you. Just like Tony said, it's not going to be the Tony show. It's going to be a multitude of us bringing our energy, bringing our knowledge, bringing our flair and spice so that they're hearing it from somebody else. And maybe they've needed that little extra push, or they needed to hear it from somebody else, right? So they're like, okay, it is time. I need to get ready for summer. What's 14 days? I could do something for 14. Sorry. I was getting
one quick thing. If you add someone to that group that's not a customer, it's your responsibility to remove them. It's not.
Which is why
we don't know.
For allowing anybody in there to preview it, great, but keep a list so that we can take them back out, because they should not be participating if they are not drinking ketones with us and participating as an active customer at that moment. Okay. But it's a really great way to have, which is why I'm going to go live, is to grab new people. Hey, I know y'all have been watching. This is a really great opportunity to get access to a lot of really cool people with a lot of great information, to be able to start, kind of changing up your diet, getting in a few workout tips. I'm going to be doing workout Wednesdays for sure. That's my jam, but I'm going to be throwing other things in there. I may be throwing like today's daily stretch, right? Or how to do a proper squat. But on the workout Wednesday, it's going to be a little bit longer. And I'm also probably going to utilize some of the workouts that I do for my workout crew. And I may post them as a bonus. Like, here's a full workout if you happen to want to do something, right? And I have ones that are definitely revolved around like no equipment, and they're not easy. But, just bringing people that value, seeing different faces and having a community to work with, because it's like kind of, what's the saying? Do as I say, not do as I do, not as I say. I don't know. One of those. People like to follow other people. They get excited. So tapping into all three types of those customers, again, growing our community, people can continue to participate. And talking with a friend of mine who does these monthly, she said a lot of those challengers who like they come back, then they're seasoned and they know how to participate, and that engages more people. And again, I love the share it Sunday. Hey, who do you know? And you can even use that now. Like, hey, are you ready to start this 14-day challenge? Do you have a friend to grab that you all have been talking about? Like, oh, we're feeling a little fluffy. Oh, I really want to wear a bikini this summer. Or I have a ton of people like, oh, I'm getting ready to go to Cabo in like 4 weeks. Can I lose 20 pounds? I'm like, maybe not 20, but I could probably get you halfway if you get serious, right? So you can even ask them to have a friend join them right from the get-go. This is a really great opportunity. We're going to be working out the kinks, but we do plan to continue to do these, and we'll dial them in faster and faster so that we typically, though, they're not going to end up on the Reboot with the community, with the Prove It community. When it comes to Reboot or 24 Fast Time, we will be, a multitude again of us will be coaching through that. Okay. We can tap into resources with the Prove It Drink Ketones Daily page, but we'll be tapping in and giving people support during those as well. So those are the three areas. Definitely participating outside of if you have a day scheduled for yourself. Like if I'm doing workout Wednesday, that doesn't mean I'm not going to post some really cool quote on Tuesday, or maybe give to a daily stretch. Like, hey, here's a great stretch that you should be doing every day. Like there's a lot of those. Like people need to be stretching their hip flexors every day. People need to be stretching their chest every day. Like there's a lot of stuff that I have to tell my patients, again, coming from more a professional level, using that little card, right? But to be able to validate and be helping everybody else. So this is really about collaboration. Put me to work for you. I'm putting you to work for me. Okay. So again, I know a lot of you have watched that video. I know there's been questions about the UK. So whatever you have access to, we can completely modify this. It is not going to be hard to modify. If you don't have the Reboot, fine. If you don't, I know you guys don't have 24 Fast, fine, but they get enough that they're going to be drinking ketones. Okay. At least once a day, twice is better, but I don't want to exclude anyone as long as they're on board. Okay. Because then it's about bringing value, and the more value that they get and the more fun that they have, because it's also going to be fun, the more it's going to grow. Okay. So that's pretty much what I have. I also want you to be thinking like right now and start DMing me or write a list and screenshot it to me. Things that you would like to do. Doesn't mean it's going to happen in this first 14-day one, but we have a lot more of these coming. So if you know you have like some amazing snack recipes you would love to give, or even just snack hacks, they don't even have to be a full recipe of somebody making stuff. There's people who do not like to cook. Okay. Ken was getting all excited. He's like, I'm going to do how to cook videos. I'm like, we need to keep it simple. Okay. I know there's people who don't know how to cook, but like, let's keep it simple. We are going to be helping people like with grocery lists, you know, like with just do's and don'ts, keeping it simple, but keeping it, you know, practical and usable, because that's what people need. They just need a little bit of guidance, but we also want to keep it fun. So that's all I got. So write down if you have things that you would absolutely love to share, because we need more faces. Okay. We need more faces in there. So if it's a running tip, there's probably gonna be runners in there, Mark. So if it's a running tip from you, or if it's I don't know about like in the UK, like, you know, favorite places to do certain things, or I know you guys have different food over there. Like you guys have food over there, I don't even know what it is. And I literally had to look up a stone again because I've been put in a 3-way with a stone. And I'm like, how many pounds is that? To look it up. So
Hey, that works both ways, by the way. We don't know what tones are, Tootsie Rolls.
Whatever excites you.
What's that?
Dude, even if it's for, you know, a 10-second video, or even a post with a picture of something you've made that's like your favorite, have it ready. Okay. So start making a list of what you would like to contribute and what gets you excited, because those are the things that are going to make this group work.
You know, I just had something on contribution. Matt does some great photographs out in like hiking in the countryside. So even if you're in the UK and you haven't got this, that, and the other, like, hey, where's your favorite place to hike? Post a picture in the comments below. And that kind of stuff, engagement. And finally, for the UK, if you don't have 24 and you don't have 60-hour, guess what? When they do open up, which they will, all the UK people in the group will grab them straight away because they'll be so eager to try them out. So Dawn, thank you. One final word. I'll let you have the final word.
So today is Thursday, and like Tony said, I agree. It's crept up on me. it is go time. Get into messages, send voice messages if you can, because it makes a bigger impact. I'm going to go live to try to cast that wide net, but then I'm going to be messaging people. I'm going to go into my back office. I'm going to be messaging everybody possible that I've started to have conversations with that haven't quite taken the step. Hey, I have something new for you. Are you ready to go? So get into those messages. Technically, we have until Tuesday. I would maybe set it in your mind that the deadline is Sunday, and then you kind of, you round up those last few people who've been on the fence on Monday and Tuesday, but put the work in now. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, let's go. Let's grow this. I think, like I said, I think most of us are, most people in that group currently are promoters. However, that's where a lot of the content's going to come from. Now it's time to get all of those customers in there and grow this community. I think it's quite possible between all of us to get 100 people in this first time. I'm not necessarily saying that has to be the case, but I think it's totally doable. But you got to put the work in. And this is for you to utilize. Use us for your business. I'm using you for my business. We are all working together. The more we work together, the easier and the bigger it's going to grow. All right. So go out and crush the day. I'm about to work out. Love you guys.